Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about, but first of all, Happy New Year. So this video is going to be focused on budgeting, and I'll tell you why I say that in air quotes later. Paying bills, paying some student loans. First things first, when I put budget in air quotes, that is because I don't have like a consistent source of income at the moment. I pretty much just have a fixed amount of money in my account at the moment, and I kind of just need to figure out how long that will sustain with all of my expenses, and also what timeline I'm working with on really needing to find some stable income. But let's talk about my budget. Essentially, any money that does come in, whether it's from my mini side hustles or like Christmas gifts, I am taking that money and I'm dividing it up. 10% goes to tithe, 50% I'm putting in my savings account, which I might have to start dipping into that, but it makes me feel better to be putting it in savings to begin with. I do have a savings goal that is in my mind. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to attain it at this point, but it just is nice to like have that in my mind and feel like I'm making progress towards it, even if I do have to take out of that. But basically 50% goes in that account, and then 40% is for like expenses. So whether I get $1 or $100, I break it up that way. Okay, so since we last talked, the biggest thing affecting my finances right now is, I think I told you this, not only am I no longer eligible for student loans for the master's program that I'm in, that I have 2 classes left to finish, plus technically an undergrad class, but I can't get student loans for that because it's not part of the degree completion plan, but it's required for me to take another class that's on the degree completion plan. That's a whole other situation. Because I'm no longer eligible for that, I'm also not eligible anymore for student loan deferment, so I get to start paying that every month, as if my finances weren't enough of an issue. Now, I have been doing a teaching practicum this semester. It was every day, so I wasn't able to like substitute teach, ways to make money, but now starting to apply for different like schools, other things that I can do. And then I'm also putting a bunch of my attention into my YouTube channels, because I really, especially with my booktube channel, which you guys should follow if you like books, I really want to monetize that, because it's something that I know I want to do as long as I can even envision. So I think that it would really be worth it to monetize, because I'm gonna do it anyway, so why not have income? But at the same time, I don't have any control over when it gets monetized. I just do what I can do and create the content, and then my subscribers have all the power. And the same thing goes with this channel. Like, you guys can support this channel for free by liking it, subscribing, commenting, sharing. That would mean the world to me, because it would help this channel grow and monetize, and that could help me financially. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's talk more about the budget and planning to pay bills. Because of the cost that I have to put towards student loans is just about as much as my health insurance, I'm really having to make this decision. I think I am going to pay for health insurance for 1 more month, but I really need to decide if that's going to be worth my money, because it's so expensive and I don't use it. And then there's like in the back of your mind that fear, like, what if I cancel it and then I need it? But the reality of the situation, I have talked to you guys about this before, I paid like $25,000 to health insurance for absolutely nothing. I need to make a decision about that. I've thought about health sharing plan, but I just kind of have to decide, is that the direction that I want to go? Or is it worth keeping health insurance, which I'm leaning towards no, but I'm not sure for my particular situation. So let me update you on the credit card loan situation. I could never get it to work, and then I finally did, but of course you have to have income to actually be eligible for the credit card personal loan. And I don't have enough of that. I have some, and because I've spent the last 2 years putting all of my health insurance, mostly bills, on those credit cards, they're a lot now. And so I really want to be able to pay those off again. But those are just decisions that I need to make. I could cancel my one card and shift the balance to a new lower interest rate card. The only issue with that is the card that I've had since I was 16, and I know that would affect my credit. So I'm not sure if that's my best move at the moment. Next month, I will need to pay for my dental savings plan, which I get through my dentist office. And I do think that that's worth it, but it is a pretty big expense every year. It's like $350, which, okay, maybe that's not that much, but it's a lot for me. Anyway, so I've got that, and then I need to get my car inspected and pay my registration in January. So I just want to make sure that I keep that in mind. Now, thankfully, I do have some money that I was gifted that will help me be able to pay bills this month very comfortably, and then I just need to kind of figure out my timeline with how long that will last. But it still is a lot of money between health insurance, my credit cards, and there's something else I have to pay. Oh yeah, the student loan. But when we get to that part, I'm actually, I think, gonna create like a debt payoff tracker and like a student loan debt payoff spreadsheet or plan or something, because I see those all over YouTube and like finance YouTube, and I think that would be fun to have. And I might even like put a copy of it on my Patreon or something that people could buy if they wanted it. All right, let's get into actually paying these bills. Okay, it took me a minute, but I finally figured out all the confusing dates on the student loan payment site. My loan is still in the grace period until January 8th. I was thinking that I had to pay the first payment January 8th. I don't. I have until February 4th, which, I mean, I'll still need to do it, but that can go in like February bill pay mode. I'm not going to worry about that one this time, but I'm still going to create the trackers. So I quickly just added up what my health insurance and 2 credit cards are going to cost. And I do need to move like $100 from my savings to my checking in order to pay that, because it's going to take just about everything that's in there. Which mathematically tells me I probably have enough money for February, and that's about it. So great. Okay, so I am just paying that $415. I pretty much live my life in health insurance grace periods, which is not the healthiest thing, but it doesn't affect my accounts or my credit, so I just keep it going. So just to make sure, I took the amount that's in my account, subtracted what I just paid to my health insurance, and then I'm realizing that it doesn't add up for what I still have to pay for those 2 credit cards. I need to move another $100 into this account, otherwise it's not going to be enough. That's not good. So I think what I'm going to do is subtract the amounts and then just make sure. Just those little bits of debt payoff, even if it is a minimum payment. Okay, so according to that, I need to put $42 into my account from my savings to my checking in order for it to be enough, but I'm gonna go ahead and do another 100 because I like to leave a certain amount in there just to have like a buffer space. Okay, that was kind of heavy hitting, but I feel very good to know that all of my manual payments that I have to make in January are done, with the exception of my car registration, which I have to wait until I get it inspected, obviously. I am very happy because those are my big payments. That's like the really heavy stuff. My registration is not that much comparatively, and the things that come out of my account are not that much comparatively, so doing well, at least for right now. Now let's figure out how much I am gonna have, or like, let's figure out how much what I have left will last. I'm gonna go ahead and start by assuming $800 for credit cards, which is probably what it'll be just based on what I just paid. Okay, I thought I was recording that, but I wasn't. I just calculated everything, and basically I am good for about February and potentially half of March, but nothing better come up. However, I really love that savings account, so I've got to find some ways to build that back up / make sure I don't have to take out more from it. Even though it's technically for bills, I really want to save $15,000 for just like basic living expenses, because if I could save that much, I would feel much more confident with being able to start looking at getting my own place again, which is a dream at this point. Not even a goal, like just a dream. But that is just kind of where I am thinking. Okay, so while I was doing all that, I did check my email and I saw that I got an offer on Poshmark for something, so I just gotta make sure I didn't get rid of that item. Offer accepted. Okay, I feel really good about everything that I've like planned out, but now it's time to create some debt trackers. So just another reason that I really need to make extra money in this coming year is I put all of my student loans based on the payment that they gave me, and not even including the ones that they're going to expect me to pay later next year. Basically, it shows the balance going up no matter how much I pay to it. So essentially, it'll just be throwing money at a loan that's constantly going up and not really being paid off. So say a prayer, because I need to be able to pay off way more than what I currently can. Okay, so I just made it real simple. I wrote out each of the loans. I've got law school, teaching, and credit cards. The amount plus interest that's accrued. So that's basically like the payoff amount now. And I'm leaving these ones blank because I want to see how much it goes up in the next, I guess it would be like 6 weeks before I do this video again. But I also noted the interest rate so that when I am able to start making significant payments, I can use that to help me decide which ones to target. I will also probably add to this when I do start making like regular extra payments, or even like in February when I start making payments, I'll probably make a separate little chart at the bottom that shows like what payments I make and how that affects things. But for now, I'm just leaving it as this. It also shows me that if I was wanting to like focus on paying off the largest balance, I would start with this one. That's $33,919, one of my law school loans, probably the one that I've had the longest. And then if I wanted to do like the smallest balance is $7,799.82. That's one of my teaching loans. Then I could also look at interest rate, be the lowest interest, which would be this law school loan, and then the highest would be my credit card. But I'm not making any decisions on that since I am very much still in minimum payment land. Trying to stay positive. And I know I keep track of all this in my finance journal, but I forgot one important little thing: the total. Yikes. It's really hard to stay positive and not get depressed about this. I'm not gonna lie to you, because when I look at these, it's like there's no way that I can handle any of this. But first of all, I trust that God will provide. And second of all, there is a way. It just may take a very long time. I think it's probably just going to be better for me to keep it at the forefront of my mind, even if I can't actually focus on paying it off. But just so that I'm not like letting it be this abstract concept that I don't think about. Okay, so I just made this cute little tracker. I currently cannot post it on Patreon or Etsy without having to pay for that feature. However, if there are any of you guys who definitely want to purchase it, let me know and I'll put it on Etsy. I think it's definitely ideal for larger debt amounts because I set it up so that each of those little icons is 1% of the total. So you literally could use this, like I could use this for the $230,000, or what I plan to do is to focus on smaller amounts, but it's still gonna be like every 1% is still a significant amount of money, so it'll take me a minute to fill them out. So that's why I think it's better for larger amounts. But you still could use this if you had a smaller amount. It just would be, and maybe that would even be more satisfying because you'd fly through it. But yeah. So I just did some calculations, and basically I need to make like consistently make $1,800 a month for me to be able to start making extra payments. So pretty much I just need to find something that is doable. So that is gonna be it for this video. The lighting's getting really terrible because it's dark out now, but I did just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Please give it a like, subscribe, comment, share. All of those things are absolutely free, but they help out my channel so much, which would be excellent because I would love to be able to monetize this channel and share the journey with as many people as possible. That would make it so much better, so much more fun, so much more enjoyable than just feeling like I'm alone. Yeah, just thank you guys in advance for doing those things to help support me and this channel. Okay, that is everything. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will talk to you all next time.